Right, so the Australian Grand Prix, Lewis was on pole, decided to go backwards. Nico ultimately capitalized, but I think Ferrari showed some of its promise, so it was quite a good show. Fernando Alonso had an accident. It was caused by him cutting across the back wheel of Esteban Gutierrez. It was classed as a racing incident, so no harm to any driver. Luckily, no harm to Fernando, so he walked away from it. It kind of scared the crap out of me though, as when the camera cut to the car itself, he was already like out of it. He was sitting on the floor next to the car. It was quite an entertaining race, to be honest with you, possibly because we haven't seen it for 4 months. We haven't seen Formula 1 for 4 months, so yeah, it was pretty good. Nice to see all the drivers back whinging. They did actually decide to scrap the whole new qualifying format, so they'll be reverting back to the old style. And yeah, the Channel 4 coverage, I didn't really see any of that. All I saw was like a highlight show that was on. So I think they won't be broadcasting all the races on their channel, unless they're going to do something else instead. But it was a poor showing from them. So my driver of the day has to be that's a tough one actually. I think my driver of the day is Nico Hülkenberg, and I think I'm going to stick with that because I think he's a really good racing driver anyway, and he did a good job keeping that car up there. Don't know what happened to Sergio Perez. Romain Grosjean was a good driver too, possibly even the best driver there, because I think he made up 6 places. Yeah, so it was a good showing for Haas as well. They did a really good job. Obviously, a lot of people are saying it was a fluke. Even the Sky F1 team was saying that. Well, Ted Kravitz from the F1 team was saying that. So I think they have positioned themselves in a good place. Well, they'll definitely get some points anyway at the end of the year. But their car seemed to be pretty solid, and what I didn't understand was, I think what I would have done personally, it started off on medium tyres, gone onto the super soft tyres, and then back onto mediums for the last stint. But obviously, if we didn't have a wet qualifying, so we couldn't swap them over. Well, I'd like to see somebody do qualifying on the medium tyres, because I think they are pretty good, and you know, Australia would have been the ideal place to test them out as qualifying tyres. Okay, so yeah, it was an enjoyable race. Hopefully Bahrain will be a good race as well. Unfortunately, it's one that I don't really like. It's kind of boring. All these like modern racing tracks are quite boring, to be honest with you. I prefer the classic ones. So yeah, we'll see what happens. There's more chance of overtaking in Bahrain slightly, and we'll see if it's any good. But I think for the next race, Lewis Hamilton will get the win, and Sebastian Vettel will be second, and Kimi Raikkonen will be third. That's my prediction.